Notice in the word multimeter is the word what? Meter means to what? To measure, and multi means more than one. Exactly. In the old days, we actually had to have 3 different meters. It's a real pain to do our labs. We had to have a voltmeter to measure voltage, an ammeter to measure amps, and an ohmmeter to measure ohms. Now with your multimeter, it's all in one. Now, before we fill out the little chart on how to run your meter, now the way your multimeter works, it's real simple. All it is you set the dial to what you want to read, and then you set the plugs to the right place. So later on during our circuit labs, we're going to spend about 6 days or so on the circuit boards. You're going to have some trouble. I'm going to have some students say, Mr. Lau, I can't read voltage, or I can't read current or resistance. And I'm going to just say, real simple, check your dial, check your plugs. Because literally, whatever you tell the meter to do is what it's going to measure. Now, why do you have to move the plugs around? The answer is there's actually 3 different circuits inside the meter. And you literally have to have a different circuit to measure something different. So we'll never have a newer meter that can take readings without moving the plugs there. So the very first thing we can measure with a multimeter is voltage. So voltage is measured obviously in what? What units? In volts. That's correct. And the symbol we use for volts is a letter V. So how are we going to measure voltage? We have to turn the dial. Now if you look at your multimeter, we have a couple choices in terms of what we can measure with here. So notice the V with the squiggle. It reads up to 200 and 750. That's way too high. That's for AC. That's what comes out of the wall. So that's what like Abellino and some of the buildings and grounds guys use when they want to fix our circuits in the school. What we want to use is this side. See the V with the straight line and the 3 dashes? That means DC volts. See how there's 1,000, there's 200, there's 20, there's 2, and then there's 200 M. 200 M is for millivolts. This reads up to 200 thousandths of a volt. 2 is for up to 2 volts. We're going to use the 20 here. So on our chart, let's go ahead and fill that in. What does that mean? It means you can read up to 20 volts. And then the red plug. What does the red plug mean? Well, there's 2 plugs. There's always a black plug and a red plug setting. The black plug always goes in the same spot. The black plug is going to go into what's called the common terminal right here. See how it says COM? That's the ground terminal where the black plug goes. The red plug either is going to go on the right or left. And in this case, since we're measuring volts, what do you think? Should it go in the 10 amp side or the volts ohm side? Which one? Common sense. Yeah, in the volts ohm setting. Exactly. So on our chart, let's go ahead and fill that in. It's going to go on the right-hand side in the volts ohm setting. Now, technically, the meter doesn't really care if the wire is black or red. That's just more for humans. So if you think about it, okay, an electron doesn't say, ooh, you're black, or ooh, you're red. Like, it doesn't care. It just makes it easier for people. But in real life, it's helpful to be consistent. Now, notice multimeters can also be a little bit different too, and that's okay. It's not about memorizing, it's about understanding. So this is another brand of multimeter. It's a cheaper one. This one's like maybe like 10 bucks on sale. The ones you guys have are a lot nicer. They're like $50, but some multimeters are like $200 depending on the quality. In the end, it really doesn't matter what the exact symbol is or where it's laid out on the panel. It's kind of like driving a car. Once you understand how to drive a car, it doesn't matter the brand of car. You can drive any car, right? Or you can use any version of Microsoft Word to type a paper. It doesn't matter. Because you can measure voltage, current, and resistance. So here's an example. Your calculator. How many batteries is your calculator powered by? Anyone know? Powered by 4, actually AAA batteries. And here's what I see all the time. When someone's batteries go dead in their calculators, they actually throw away all 4 of them. That's actually very wasteful, because the reason why is 3 of them might still be good, only 1 is bad. And the best way to check is with a multimeter. This is the ultimate battery tester. So check it out. I got it on 20 volts DC. I have my black plug in COM, my red plug in volts ohms. And I'm going to measure the voltage of this battery. And anyone know what a AAA should be? It actually says right on there. It's kind of small. I don't know if you guys can read that. It's 1.5 volts there. So all I got to do is touch the negative to the negative side, the positive to the positive side. And it's not to say that this is positively charged. It's just to say that it's at a higher potential. It's higher up on that electric hill. It's a higher electric pressure to get the voltage difference. And I'm getting about, once I get good contact there we go, 1.57 volts. So is this a good battery? It's a good battery. In fact, not only is it good, it's like really good, because this is only supposed to be 1.5 volts. So why is it a little bit higher? Because it's a what? It's a fresh battery. So in real life, you know how your cell phone, it tells you how much battery you have left on your laptop? All it's doing is it's just measuring the voltage of your battery pack. That's all. And once these batteries get below like about 1.2 volts, then you're not getting enough juice, not enough oomph, not enough voltage to power your circuit, then come see me to swap it out. So ironically, your multimeter, the battery might be running low. So before I throw away that 9-volt battery in there, I'll have someone else check to see if it's really a bad battery or just a bad meter.